John Dillon, congratulations. In the end, you've kind of done it the hard way. You had a lead and then got pegged back, but you've gone on to win the game. How pleased are you with that performance and that reaction to being pegged back?
All of that, Dan, definitely, because at the end of the day, we challenged the lads that we needed to win the game. We know how important it was to win the game. Where we're sitting, where they're sitting in the league. And we've also challenged individuals as well to get the stats up. Isaac Heath, Isaac Sinclair to score more goals. Isaac Heath assists and goals. So happy to see that. So happy to see us, as you said, come back, because it was a goal that I didn't see coming, to be honest. I mean, neat and tidy, they were passing the ball, but it was in front of us. Didn't really sort of get in behind us. Once or twice, I think there was one in the second half, which it was a decent move, and then it's gone over the bar. But we should have scored more goals before that. We've had chances. Sean Morley's had a chance, Paddy's had a chance. I was really, really pleased with the result.
The way you started the game, again to be in front at half-time, to score within 6 minutes, how much does that set the tone?
It does. That's it. We asked them to start off with. Start on the front foot, play with the tempo, be good in both boxes, all the above, if you like. We done that last week at Chesterfield, and we should have got more out the game, and we've done it today.
Just as far as that second half is concerned, when you did concede the goal, you got yourself back in front. Farron Rawson doesn't get very many, does he, for his aerial ability and his stature in there. How crucial was that second goal to swing it back in your direction?
It's big, Dan, isn't it? Because, you have corner after corner, if you like, and you want your big men, Devon, Matthews, Ben Ward and Farron Rawson to go and score for you. That's what they're there, stop it in one box and put it in the other. And I always say it every week. I said, he's go on fast, get your head on it. And he got his knee on it, I think, or whatever it was. It was a second phase, if you like. But it's just so pleased for him, because, the work he does for us and how solid he is at the back, and everyone just takes for granted in terms of, what he lacks in other areas. He's massive in that area in terms of a threat in both boxes and his aerial presence. And I'm so pleased for him that he's got a goal today and got man of the match.
And you mentioned Sinclair and challenge him to get more goals. I think he gets into good positions, doesn't he, and perhaps doesn't have the goal return that would suggest. What did you make of the finish? Because it looked like it had gone away from him, and he somehow managed to find the corner of the net.
He's quality, Dan. As I said, we've got him from non-league, so we've all got to take a breath and see where the kids come from. He's played more, I think, every game, bar one, possibly. What I can think of, and he has an impact in every game because he's got that energy. He's robust, and it's the word that I love. He can play Saturday, Tuesday games, and he gives you quality. He's in advanced positions at times, and he's got to take them chances in terms of being creative. So he's got to try things on the ball, and he gets in the box, and as you've seen today, he got in the end of something and scored a quality goal.
How important was it to manage the game and see it out and go through 7 minutes of added time without too much in terms of drama and stress?
Well, that's it, exactly. So, that I think you come up against different tests. Other teams will probably just put the ball in the box for 7 minutes. I think they carried on doing what they're doing, their philosophy in terms of trying to pass it and trying to get it wide and maybe cross it then higher up the pitch. But we stood up to it. The subs have an impact. Joe Beres, he's got qualities. You've got Seamus Keneally coming on. So it was like, Charlie Caton with what skill set he's got, and he's good in the air. So I think to manage it and control it, them 7 minutes was great for the lads.
Just on Tyler Walton, looked to be in the wars a little bit. You took him off. Was that a precaution?
Yes, it was, mate. Because you've got to do it, Dan, because he's so valuable to us, Sean. You've got to take care of him. You've got to realise he's been out a long time as well, and Sean has as well. So you've got to manage them. You want them to stay on and get through, because I think he went down, went off, and then he's gone back on and he ran round. I think he actually had a chance, I think. And then, we'll keep him on, but it's not good for them. So, we make that decision to take him off.
You've gone above Bristol Rovers with that victory, that little bit of momentum that generates. How important is that psychologically? And I guess the 5 games unbeaten in all competitions is probably a similar thing, is it? Yeah,
it's massive. It is massive, for the mentality, the attitude of everyone, the club, the team, the lot. So the biggest thing for me was winning the game today. So we said that, we'd worked on it all week, we'd worked on patterns of play, we'd worked on certain things, as I said, we'd showed them individually how they're going to play, what they do, how they try and do things. So we were making sure that we nullify that, and then we go and have a threat going forward. And we've always got a threat going forward, the front line. And we've got now lads come back from injury, so everything's looking rosy. And in terms of, places on the bench, you know, they're all up for grabs as well. So everyone's got to be chomping at the bit.
Yeah, how optimistic do you feel at the moment? Because it feels like this little run you've gone on of unbeaten games, capped off with that victory, it does feel like something is building.
It is, but that's down to, I know it's down to the staff, but it's the players. It's always about the players. The players, they've got a good bonds. It is a good dressing room. I know it's an old cliche, everyone says that. But it is, and you can see that. You can see things day to day. You see it at the training grounds. When you go down there, you see them all eating together and everything else. So, and that bodes well when you take it onto the pitch. And over the past 5 games, you say unbeaten now, it's great for us. We've just got to keep that going. And our focus now is Crawley next week.
And I know you would have wanted to have won more home games this season, more home games in your time as manager. The reaction from the supporters today, the atmosphere from that Clayton end, how much did you appreciate that at the end?
Oh, we always do. I mean, I always go on about our supporters, they're great. There's always certain individuals, you know what I mean, those negative side of things. But I know what I'm doing. Me and Jed Brannan know what we're doing. We know what the club's all about. The players give that, and they've got to give the fans something to cheer and go home happy about. And they've done that today. So, long that continues.